This podcast is about the history of the funny adventures of albino. It all started back in second semester of 2022 to 2023, fourth grade, for the creator of the funny adventures of albino, Andrew Marshall Warwick. That's me, Andrew W. doing the voice, and his friend Clayton during the morning before he got there. That was back when he was on half days. Drew a face on the chalkboard, and Andrew actually liked the face that was on the chalkboard, and he said to himself, I'm gonna make a character out of this guy. He's kind of cool looking. Then he went home that day and made concept art. He looked a little different. Albino looked a little different. He had a more square-bodied, actual fingers, more thicker pupils. In the actual show itself, it's lined pupils, round hands, more rounded body. But albino still had the same brown hair and everything else. Then, at school, a few days later, him and some friends, Eli and Khaleo, Andrew asked Khaleo and Eli what to name this character, and Khaleo said, since he was saying albino a lot lately, oh yeah, this show is not to offend albino wisdom people. It's and Khaleo went with albino because he was saying it a lot at that time. And Andrew decided to stick with the name because he didn't know what else to name him. Then the Funny Adventures of Albino was born. He decided to do the Funny Adventures of because he hears about it a lot. Then he got a phone for his birthday. Then he made the first episode of the Funny Adventures of Albino. It was called The Space Trip. Then he made an early recording. He was going to record the episode with, but it didn't really go in place all that well. Then he decided to go use the microphone on the app he was using, Flip a Clip, which he still uses now. Then he fully did it, and boom, it was an episode. And that's where the iconic line, "We're literally in space," is from. Then Andrew decided, and he made another episode the next day called The P-Rat, which was about albino finding a pirate ship in his backyard on his birthday. Then sails it. Then after that, he made The Pool about albino and what was probably originally going to be named Aiden, renamed to Idiot Boy. Goes to the public pool and meets a girl, which had no name then, but is now currently named Me Girl. Then albino gets drowned, and those were actually pilots because the creator, anytime he goes searching on you, he cannot find them, so he thinks they've been deleted until he goes on a big search. Then he'll see if YouTube kept them or not. Then the phone he was doing it on got broken somehow. It overheated and died. Then and somehow can't find those videos he made anymore. So he before he found out all those episodes were deleted, he got a tablet that June and made 3 more episodes: The Office, The Overnight Sneak, and First Day at School, which will actually get released, which they weren't pilots, actually get released in 2024, but this is 2023. Then he after he found out his videos were all deleted for no reason, he fully gave up the idea. Then, while sleeping, he had a dream where he found the videos that got deleted on his history after his brother Tyler watched them. Then he watched them, and that made him want to do the Funny Adventures of Albino again. So then he did do it again. And he was posting an episode every day, and there was episodes like the space adventure, the P-Rat, the pool, the detention escape, which was originally called The Office. Andrew didn't want to be sued, so by the people who make The Office, the iconic show, and the overnight sneak, and first day at school, and the newest edition, The Boys Club. The Boys Club is a season finale special for season 1, which it was the longest and most viewed episode for having over 500 views, and it was over a minute long. Then season 2 came around, and they did a 1-minute special for season 2's intro for the beginning of Lost in a City. It was a 3-part special. Then, the 3 parts were very short because this was when Andrew was losing ideas. Well, he didn't have very many from the start, but he did have some. He did an episode that'll never be called Blocks P-Rats, which it was supposed to be the first. It was supposed to be Blocks Roots, but off due to copyright reasons. Then he lost all his ideas. Then, that summer break, Andrew had a dream where a person made a fan episode of the Funny Adventures of Albino called Dumber and Dumber, but then in February of 2025, Andrew redid all the episodes and did Dumber and Dumber actually renamed to Idiot and Dumber because there was a Jim Carrey movie called Dumb and Dumber, which he didn't want to get copyright trouble. So then he renamed it to Idiot and Dumber, which in that episode, the dumb albino doesn't really show his dumb. Alright, the new line, the current line of episodes is Season 1, Episode 1, Space Adventure, and Idiot and Dumber. Episode 2, The P-Rat and Albino the Nurse, Episode 3, The Pool, and Rockstar 3, the explanation points. That is the history of the Funny Adventures of Albino. Goodbye for now.